The way the whole project started was there was a need, and this need was for these players who worked hard and made all the sacrifices to get something extra.
But it's also becoming a man, and it's how are you going to adjust to when you go to college or into the NBA. We're giving them those life skills as well.
It really gets guys ready for the next level. I don't think I've seen a camp that does it like this.
A shared theme among premier athletes is that success has never been achieved without hard work. Some players are gifted at an early age, others are overachievers. But the true sense of success is sometimes measured in the amount of work one puts in to hone their craft.
Just because you're here, that does not mean you're going to have success in the league. You got to be here, learn and grow from being here, but then you got to take that and you got to go home, and every time you step on the floor, whether it's at Adidas Nations or with your high school or your AAU team, you got to perform at a peak level, because not many guys can do that.
Over the past 5 years, the Adidas Nations program has targeted the elite basketball players from around the world and produced results. In the 2011 NBA draft, 15 players who participated in Adidas Nations were selected in the first 2 rounds. Not all of these players were household names to start, but Adidas Nations provided the platform and the structure to learn from the best, train with the best, and gain the confidence to apply these skills when it mattered most.
You get the top trainers, you get the top coaches, you get the top performance trainers. You bring a premium type project for the elite players.
They teach you, the small things that separate you from guys at this level and at, the next college level.
Every little thing is it's about being a pro. If it's a step one way, it's about being a pro. That's all it is.
You know some of these guys are going to be in the NBA. I mean, this is the camp, or this is the program, in my opinion, to get with if you're on track to play in the NBA.
Some of the players who have come through Adidas Nations have moved on to the NBA. Derrick Rose, Eric Gordon, Mike Conley, Jared Bayless, Brooke and Robin Lopez, Tony Douglas, Drew Holiday, Tristan Thompson, Corey Joseph, and the list goes on and on. At some point, there's an aha moment, and the players realize they can compete at a very high level with some of the guys they have only been reading about. It's from that point on they begin to realize my goals and dreams just might be attainable.
Every time I come to Adidas Nations, I look forward just to getting better and competing against the top players in the country.
Seeing all these guys that, I read about, being able to play against them.
They know what to expect. They know the level of talent. They know how hard they're going to have to play, because they saw prior to them being invited that either they bring their A game or they're going to get left behind.
Look up, look up, look up. Everybody talented. You can't live up on nobody. Everybody can hit shots, and everybody good and be able to go to the pros. Anybody can go to the pros at this camp.
There's a lot of athleticism and toughness out here. That's one thing you can't coach, is toughness. So I'm glad to see that out here.
Are you scared? No, come on and play. Let's go. Avanti, Marco!
They develop camaraderie that can carry over to their existing high school career, college days, pro days. and in some cases, lifelong friendships.
That whole brotherhood of Adidas Nation, it goes beyond just the competition on the floor.
I learned what brotherhood actually means, especially during the Nations tournament when players from all over the country came. We all bonded as a group.
We've definitely built, good friendships out here.
Just meet new people, just be able to play against people from all around the nations, and that's just a great thing to be able to say you did in your life, because not many people can say they did that.
Sometimes we just talk on Twitter, just guys just want to be regular friends with each other outside of basketball.
Time for training camp. One of the key components of Adidas Nations is accumulating experienced players and coaches to provide the best possible instruction.
With the NBA coaches and assistant coaches that have been in the league and ex-players helping us out to teach these young athletes how to play the game the right way.
We're talking about NBA principles and things that they're going to have to know later on, and hopefully they pick up. But within the framework of the workout, the coaches really do a nice job of picking things out.
For several years, basketball in the United States was labeled as lacking fundamentals. But the nation's coaching staff places a focus on fundamental and skill development on the court, and also the various intangibles needed to become a pro or high-level athlete off the court.
In order to become a pro, you have to be a professional.
This camp treats guys like pros, not only on the floor, but off the floor too. And it gets them ready from the standpoint of what an NBA training camp is going to be like. And you can't get that from any place else, in my opinion, with the type of staff and the backing that Adidas has shown in something like Adidas Nation.
With an emphasis on proper training, nutrition, dealing with injuries, and accountability, each player will leave nations better prepared for their career ahead.
You definitely have to be like a sponge when you're out here, because it teaches you, work ethics, how to train your body.
Help with my nutrition and just seeing the competition out there and just seeing the brand of it, the economic side of it.
Players have been selected, coaches are prepared. It's time to bring the juice. First stop, Chicago.
I'm taking this arm right here, it's a physical game, and I'm sticking it in his lower back. Eyes in the rim, eyes make flavor. You gotta feel good about yourself and handling the basketball, right?
This camp focused on the youngest players in the program and the classes of 2013 and 2014.
Elijah Brown,
Trey Lyles, Cliff Alexander, Jordan Mickey,
Casey Hill, Malik Price Martin.
Throughout the camps, some players failed to disappoint, and the bar is set fairly high.
The kids worked hard, and for me, that's what it's about. If you have great people and you give effort like we had, then it makes the whole experience a positive.
I thought all of these players came to compete. The skill level was a lot better than I could even imagine.
While for some others, it's the first time they are asked to perform the fundamentals at a high level, and it shows.
We want to be able to incorporate the fundamentals into high-level competition too, because I think that's a big thing that kids don't understand until they see it, how to bring the level up.
But by the end of the weekend, they are better players, and there's light at the end of the tunnel. As the tour stops continue, new players arrive while others have conflicting commitments. But regardless of who's there, it's time to get to work and showcase what you've got.
Aspirations start every day you work. Every day you work. All right? Remember, when you're not working, someone else is.
Along the way, as spring fades and summer approaches, there's a sense in the air that some players are getting better. Others may struggle a bit, but the end result is coaches affecting change.
We want to see them play, and they want to play. But what we do within that is really coach them up, take them out, show them footwork things, show them defensive positioning.
You're going to come off the pick. I'm hard showing here, and you forcing the ball to go that way. You go under, you roll, and I go back high hand. That's all I want. Let's try that again. Come running into it.
They, tell you what you need to do, tell you where you need to be, but it's up to you. You take ownership, and it definitely gives you a great deal of responsibility.
They all teach you the best because they want to see you get better as you get older.
A lot of them I've heard have been, involved in the NBA and stuff, and just learning tips from them. They've been at the highest level.
What I'm looking for is effort. If I see somebody can't make it effort-wise, I don't have time for it.
So you guys are here for a reason, and I said that this morning. You guys are already good. We're talking about being great. We're talking about being great enough to play in the NBA. That's what we're talking about here.
Of course, there's always time for a little fun after a hard day's work. Each player wants to see how they stack up against the competition. When we come back, we'll head to Houston, the last training camp stop, and last session before the July recruiting period.